You're okay, Bobby. Hi, baby. Hi, what are you staring? You're staring at yourself. Hi. Can you not be a jerk, please? You want to get up now? No? Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I decided to do, I guess it's called the pet tag or the furry friend tag. I've seen them kind of floating around YouTube a little bit, but I don't actually have children and I consider my animals my children, so I figured this would be a good video for me to do, so let's just go ahead and get started. I decided I'm gonna go in the order that I received each animal, so it's gonna be my 2 cats first and then my 2 dogs. All 4 of them were actually inadvertently named after fictional characters. They've kind of developed the character traits of those characters. Like I said, it was completely unintentional, but that ended up happening. Okay, to start off, this is my cat, Roscoe. Oh, hi. That's his favorite spot. He loves this spot being scratched. Alright, so what is your pet's name? Like I said, this is Roscoe. All my animals were named after fictional characters, and I actually got his name from Roscoe P. Coltrane from the Dukes of Hazzard. So you can tell that he is just straight up trouble. So what kind of pet is it and what breed? Obviously, it's a cat. I have no idea what breed. How long have you had your pet friend? I've had him about 8 years. How did you get your pet? So funny story. So my best friend Katrina, who you've met before, she got him from her cousin. They just decided that he wasn't a good fit for their home, so they found a different home and they asked Katrina if she wanted him, and so they took him in, and he wasn't a very good fit there either, so she went behind my back and asked my husband if we wanted him, and I got him for my birthday. So how old is your pet? He's probably about 9 years old. What are some quirky things about your pet's personality? I have a really funny story about him. We were rearranging our furniture one time and we moved our couch and we literally found a huge pile of water bottle caps. He was obsessed with them. He would steal them. We found a bunch under our fridge that same year too. He was just really weird. And then now one of his weird quirks is he is obsessed with any box, bag, anything that he can crawl into. It doesn't matter how well he fits into it. He will go up to anybody's lap and then just sit down, and it doesn't matter if they're allergic, if they don't like cats, if they don't want a cat on them. He doesn't care. He will just sit in their lap. What does your relationship with your pet mean to you? Like I said, he was my first baby. This was the first pet that I owned while living not at home with my parents. So he is essentially my first kid. What are some of your favorite pastimes with your pet? It's just probably all the times that he just comes and sits on my lap and does this, just cuddling. Alright, so what is something he does that annoys you? He comes up and I cannot sit at my desk and do work without him right there. Every time, never fails. And then if I close the door of my office, he will sit there and meow. And he will want in and he will not stop until he gets in. What are some nicknames that you call your pet? Asshole. I don't know. I don't really have any nicknames for him. So that's it. This was Roscoe. This right here, this is Chewbacca. And I know that it looks like she has like no fur on her. Ever since she was really young, she's kind of had this like high anxiety and will always just she used to just tear up her skin and just chew it all off of her. We thought it was because of fleas, so we put flea treatment on. We tried everything. I think it was because of anxiety, but needless to say, it never really grew back. So she always just kind of looks a little bald. So let's see, what kind of pet and what breed? She is a complete mutt. Let's see, how long have you had your pet? About 7 years. How did you get your pet? My mom actually had a cat who had a litter, and she was one of them. I know that she looks tiny right now, but that's how her mom was too. Some quirky things about your pet's personality. Okay. Ask any of the children that come into my house. They call this the mean cat. She's not mean, she doesn't like kids. She absolutely hates being picked up, as you can kind of tell. She loves being pet, loves it, but she hates being picked up. So what does your relationship with your pet mean to you? I don't know, she's my other little baby. Some of your favorite pastimes with your pet. She actually, like I said, she doesn't like to be picked up, but she loves to cuddle, and so she will come up to you. Like if she comes up to cuddle you, she will come and kind of plant herself and lay down, and you cannot get her up for anything. She will just kind of stay there. She very much does love to cuddle, but on her own terms. It has to be her terms. What is something she does that annoys you? What I just said. Like if you're not really in the mood to cuddle and she wants to cuddle, like she doesn't care. She'll come up and she will just kind of force herself on you. So what are the nicknames that you call your pet? We call her Chewy for short. Like I said, she was named after Chewbacca because when she was a kitten, she looked exactly like Chewbacca. Another thing I call her is a gargoyle statue. I call her a gargoyle statue because she will actually kind of just sit there, and like when she perches, she'll have all 4 of her feet like completely pressed together, and she will sit and she will wrap her tail around her legs and sit and like fall asleep sitting up like that, but she will be completely perched and frozen. He's a Chihuahua mix of some sort. I want to say he's part terrier, but he was a rescue, and so there's no way to really determine that without getting a DNA test, which I actually want to do. So this was Chewy, and I think she is kind of clawing my knee right now, so I think she wants to get up and go outside. So I'm gonna let her go now. But this was Chewy. Say hi, Chewy. All right, so this is Barney. His full name is Barney Stinson Flores because we named him after Neil Patrick Harris's character from How I Met Your Mother. He ended up kind of developing that nickname because he is blonde and he is spastic and will basically hump anything. What kind of pet is he and what breed? He's obviously a dog. How long have you had your pet? Just a little over 5 years. How did you get your pet? Funny story, my friend and I actually, we were walking my old roommate's dogs, and we see this little dog like running in the busy road. So we were just worrying about getting him out of the road so he doesn't get hit or anything. And then he immediately saw my roommate's dogs and wanted in the car to see them. I brought him back home with me and brought him to the shelter. You know, I put in an application just in case he never got claimed, because I just kind of like, I had this instant bond with him. Like I just immediately fell in love with him. I put an ad out and put an ad all over Facebook, and was like just looking to see if anybody was posting lost dogs, and then nobody claimed him. And then 3 weeks later, he was ours. When we adopted him, they determined he was about 2 years old, and that was 5 years ago. So I want to say about 7. What are some quirky things about your pet's personality? He is a weenie. I mean, he's a Chihuahua, so it's understandable. But the second anybody makes any sudden movements, you know, he is gone. He's surprisingly not very yappy for being a Chihuahua. He is the most codependent dog I've ever met in my life. He constantly has to be sitting next to one of us, touching us, like sitting near us, laying near us, looking at us, like something. He has to be near us. What does your relationship with your pet mean to you? This is actually the first dog I've ever owned in my life, so that's what that means to me. He is my little baby, and I love him so much. Hi. What is something he does that annoys you? What he was just doing right now. He's a licker, and I hate it. Who knows where his mouth has been? I know he likes to. Another thing that annoys me is that he digs in the litter box. So gross. All right, some nicknames that you call your pet. Well, his name's Barney, and then we call him, I always call him Barney Boo, just for fun. I call him Pansy. I call him Boo Boo. I call him just all kinds of little fun nicknames like that. All right, so that was Barney right here. Say hi, Barney. Hi, Booby. Okay. All right, and last but not least, This is Parker. So if you've ever watched the TV show Leverage, there's a character on there. Her name is Parker. We just liked the name when we named her that. And it turns out that Parker is a blonde. She has a few screws loose. She's a thief and she has a problem with authority. And so she ended up fitting that description like to a T. What kind of pet and what breed? Obviously, she's a dog. She is a purebred golden retriever. How long have you had your pet friend? We've had her for about 4.5 years. All right, how did you get your pet? You know, normally I'm an adopt, don't shop kind of person. We did get her from a breeder, but it was actually an old family friend of mine, and they didn't run like some puppy mill. And like I said, I trusted them and I knew them, so that's the only way that I was like okay with buying a dog. Okay, how old is your pet? She is almost 5, so her birthday is actually on Cinco de Mayo. So some quirky things about your pet's personality. Okay, this dog is obsessed with her ball. I know she's a retriever and I know that that's kind of what they do, but she kind of takes it to a whole new level. She is absolutely obsessed with fetch and with belly rubs. She will lay like this in bed and just demand chest rubs and belly rubs. Another quirky thing about her personality is she's insane. She's nuts. She's a very sweet dog, but she is absolutely nuts. Like, look at her right now. So what does your relationship with your pet mean to you? This is my husband's baby. Like, she is a daddy's girl. She's just my trouble child. I love her to death, but she definitely keeps me on my toes. Some of my favorite pastimes with my pet, let's see, just going and taking them to the dog park and playing fetch and I guess playing fetch with her, because she will just go, and she will have to basically be carried to the car and still want to play. Some nicknames that you call your pet. I don't think I have any real nicknames for her. Alright, so that does it for my pet tag. I hope you enjoyed meeting my little furry friends, and if you liked this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Go ahead and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will see you in my next video. Okay, bye guys. Say bye. Yeah, bye-bye.